Hey everyone, welcome back to Incoming. I'm Jenna,
I'm Laurel.
and this week Jazz isn't with us because she is busy being sick. So you just got the two of us today.
Jazz has COVID.
We're assuming,
We are
but
assuming.
yeah.
I also would like to add if you hear any music in the background or my father loudly walking around, I am sorry.
Yeah. It's also raining here, so there's just a lot of noises going on.
Yeah, just ignore that. It's fine. We
Maybe
have
there will be another train.
I guarantee you a train is going to go by because I live literally right next to train tracks.
Oh yeah, I live near the airport, so
I mean, valid. We're going to hear planes, trains, music. We're going to hear it all. We have a lot to talk about today.
where shall we start?
I'm just gonna quickly kick it off with Harry Styles because Harry Styles is the first man to ever do a solo cover for Vogue. What an icon, first of all. Second of all, he's wearing a dress!
He is. I didn't see this. What the
Oh
hell?
my god, yes. He did a whole video with Vogue. I said Vogue, right? Yeah, he did a whole video with Vogue, and he did an acoustic cover of Cherry, and they showed like the behind the scenes of him like making his Vogue cover. He's in a dress from Gucci. There's another part. I read a tweet about this. I don't know if it's true, so I might just be making this up. But apparently, like, there's a scene where he's jumping on a trampoline up and down. Apparently, the whole time he was on this trampoline, he was singing Gimme 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 by ABBA. I don't know if that's true, but a Harry Styles update account posted it. So I'm just gonna pretend it's true because I would like for it to be true. But like, yeah, he wore like a whole dress. He wore two different dresses. One of them like had like a hoop skirt kind of like structure on it. It was so cool, Jenna. He's so pretty.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures now. We stan, honestly.
He's
Is that a
such an
sister?
icon. And then, while since we're just talking about magazine covers, so much has happened to me today, like just pop culture wise. Harry Styles and Taylor Swift are my two main like people I love, and Taylor Swift also is on the cover of Rolling Stone with Paul McCartney. So a lot.
Stan.
I'm not kidding. I woke up. My friend Haley sent me the Harry Styles cover, and she sent me the Rolling Stone article, and she was like, "So much is happening," and I was like, literally barely awake. My eyes just opened, and I bought an entire year subscription to Vogue just to get this cover.
Why am I not surprised?
Honestly, I if it was expensive, I wouldn't have done it, but it was only $12.
Oh.
So like it was worth it. And plus it comes with a tote bag apparently.
Ooh, a tote bag.
So like I just couldn't pass that up, you know.
We stan, honestly. Hey, you did want to spend money last night, so
Yeah, I did want to spend money, and trust me, I did spend money. Because I now have a plane ticket to California. So
we stan.
I do nothing better than spending money.
Okay, I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
Have you just never been to California in general?
I've literally never I the furthest in the country I have gone is Illinois. My
Oh,
dog.
wow.
Yeah, I've never been to California. I've never been to the West Coast, and me and my dad are going. I don't know how I convinced him to do this cuz one, he hates cities like a lot. I really don't know how I convinced him to do this, but the tickets were so cheap, and we're just going to like stay in an Airbnb, and we're just going to do like all outdoor things, and we're flying on United, and they like have really good restrictions and stuff, so I'm not that worried about it, you know. Plus it's going to be in January, so hopefully like things will be more calmed down by then, but I bought the travel insurance just in case.
Yeah, LA in January is pretty chill, I think.
Yeah. And honestly, like the ticket prices were so cheap. Like, there's really no better time to buy a plane ticket. It cost me normally to fly. Sorry, my dogs are barking, but normally to fly from like New Jersey to California, it's like $600 like on a regular time, and it was
Mhm.
$170
Round. Oh wow.
round trip nonstop straight through like on United.
Dang.
Yeah, so like I couldn't pass it up, you know.
You really couldn't. That's really good.
I know, and like I don't know. I just felt like it was the perfect time, especially because I so easily convinced my dad. Like, I'm not even kidding. I've been trying to convince my parents to do this trip for literally probably like 8 years. And now I've done it.
Yeah. You're gonna be living your best life in LA.
Oh my God, I so am. And my cousin, like her family, Emily's family, they live in Beverly Hills. So,
Oh?
and my uncle's family, like who he's not related, but his family lives in San Diego, and my best friend's family lives in Napa Valley, and obviously you live in California as well.
Yeah. So like obviously I live in California. I've been to LA quite a few times because you just can't live in California and not visit LA at least once.
Right.
So I've been a few times when I was a kid. I think the last time I went was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I went to Universal Studios. I mean, yeah, California. If you don't go and find Kenny Ortega's star, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
I will 100% find Kenny Ortega's star. Are you kidding me? That man is like my idol. I will
Kenny
absolutely find.
Ortega.
That's the first thing I'm gonna do when I land because I'm landing at like 1:30 in the afternoon. So like by the evening I should be like settled in. I'm gonna find his star the first night I'm there.
Yeah, the Hollywood Walk of Fame is pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be there, you know, because you know me, Jenna, like I've dreamed about like moving to California for my whole life and I've never been.
Mhm,
So it's gonna be like kind of crazy.
mhm.
I'll probably cry like on the plane.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But like I don't like crying in front of people, so I'll probably cry in the plane bathroom.
I got the mood.
Have you ever been to New York, Jenna?
The f- uh, Quite honestly, the farthest I've gone is Nevada.
Yeah, that's crazy. You need to come to New York.
I know.
I'll
I've
give
I
you I'll give you the best tour ever.
Yeah, it's really funny because you live in New Jersey and you've always wanted to visit California, and I live in California and I've always wanted to go to New York.
See, like I feel like that's just how it goes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm
it's
like, I'm
perfect
trying to think
because
of things that you can do there.
I honestly like so we're also going to drive to Nevada for a couple of days cuz my dad just like is insane and likes the desert. So we're going to be in LA for like 5 days and then Nevada for 3 days.
Where, Vegas or just
Yeah,
in Nevada?
Vegas.
Mm. It's gonna be empty.
I know. It's going to be so weird.
Probably the best time to go, see, because it's empty.
It'll be perfect for like pictures cuz no one will be walking. I feel like it's a good time to travel but like also a bad time to travel, you know?
Oh
Like
my god, you need to go and find the Orpheum.
oh yeah. Honestly, like traveling, there's no one really like around me or in my family that's like at risk for COVID. So, you know, like it doesn't really like when I come home to New Jersey, there's no one around me like besides my mom. It'll just be because I'm still on break from college, so I'll just be home anyway. So it'll be like when I come back, I'll be quarantined basically in my house, and there's no one here at risk because I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like kind of a good time to travel, but like because it's so cheap. So
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna have a vaccine soon. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like, you need to go to the Walk of Fame. You need to find the Orpheum.
But yeah,
I think the Dolby Theater also is on the Walk of Fame.
I'm definitely gonna do all that. I also want to obviously I'm gonna see the Hollywood sign. That's like the main
Obviously,
thing.
the main thing you need to do.
Yeah, and me and my dad like want to go to the beach, so we're gonna go to like Santa Monica too.
Oh yeah, Santa Monica's pretty nice.
and then my uncle like might come with us. We haven't really asked him yet, but we feel like he might because his sister lives in San Diego, and they haven't seen each other in like a couple years. So if he comes, we'll also like go to San Diego.
You'd really be living your best life if Emily managed to come with you too.
Dude, I've been trying to convince Emily because this is how this trip started. I texted you guys in the group chat and I was like, I really want to spend money on something. And then I got kind of sad because I got rejected from my NBC internship, which, it's fine. I'll just apply again. But so then I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. But then I was like, you know what? I'll just spend money. That'll help. And so then I started feeling like I really wanted to go on this trip to LA. And so I texted Emily and I was like, dude, like, you're in online school. I'm going to be on a break. Let's go to LA together. Like, I can rent a car from Hertz. Like, I'm 20. And I was like, I know how to make this trip like cheap. So I was trying to convince her, but she wasn't really answering because she's at a hockey tournament in Detroit. And so then I like made a PowerPoint and I sent it to her. And then like she wasn't answering and I was like, I feel like it's not going to be able to happen. So then I just asked my mom. I was like, I'm thinking of taking a trip because I was like, I'm just going to go by myself. Like I don't really care. I travel by myself all the time. And so I was like, I'm feeling like going on a trip. She was like, to where? I was like, I really want to go to LA in January. And she was like, no, like you're not going to go alone. And I started arguing with her because I was like, I've been all over the country alone. Like she was like, yeah, but I didn't know about that. I was like, okay, whatever. So then my dad like walked out into the room and I was kind of joking when he walked into the room. I was like, do you want to go on a trip? Because him and I like we kind of go on trips together. We went to Toronto together. I'm just like a good planner and he just does what I say kind of. um and so I was like, do you want to go on a trip? And he was like, to where? And I was like, do you want to go to LA in January? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, it's really cheap. Like it's $170 round trip, like nonstop. And my mom was started like kind of she's like, oh my god, that's such a good price, like you're never gonna get that price again because she's been to LA. My dad has also never been. And so my mom was like, you have to go, like, so she kind of started pushing it. And then within 10 minutes my dad was convinced, which I don't know how that happened, and we booked the flight. And I really just don't know how any of that happened at all, to be honest. I'm still a little shocked by it.
I love how she went from no, you're not going to oh, $170, you should definitely go.
She didn't want me to go alone because I was like, I'm just gonna go. Because in my head I was set on it. I was like, I'm going to LA in January and nobody is just gonna stop me. I was like, I'll
Imagine
go
you
alone.
just run into someone.
What'd you say?
Imagine you just run into someone.
Don't even start with me. I can't do this.
I'm telling you, when we like reach like late December, I'm gonna start pushing it. I'm like,
Oh
Laurel,
my god. All right, you know what? Go ahead, push it. I'm open to it. I am open to the idea. Let's recreate Starstruck.
oh my, we were just talking about
I
Starstruck.
know. The Because Starstruck too, something about the sunshine, that song is constantly stuck in my head. Like I'll be just walking down the street. I never walk down the street, but I'll be like in the grocery store or something and I'll just start singing it out of nowhere. That song is, I think, one of Disney's best songs of all time.
And it's so underrated.
It really is. Like I feel like everyone that like loves Disney, um they love Starstruck. But I never just hear it, never like comes up in conversation. But like people who love Starstruck, if that makes sense.
Okay, we need to discuss like what are some underrated DCOMs.
Oh my god, there's one. I I have literally not seen this decom since I was probably like 5 years old, but it has always, for some reason, stuck in my head. Have you ever heard of Quince?
I feel like I've heard of it.
I am not kidding. When like, I have not seen this decom since I was 5 years old, but I just have such a vivid like memory of this movie. It's basically about this family that has quintuplets, and I don't know why this is in my head so much. And I remember the first day that Disney Plus like came out last year, I took the day off school because I'm insane. And here goes a train. One second. Anyway, like I was saying, when Disney Plus first came out, I took the day off school and I remember the first thing I searched was Quince, and it is on Disney Plus, but I haven't watched it again. But I don't know, it just sticks in my head.
Also, another good one was a Jump In.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I've actually watched that many times since Disney Plus came out.
I
Corbin
love
Blue,
jumping.
Corbin Blue as an actor is just so underrated. He's so good.
Plus, Corbin Blue and Kiki Palmer.
Oh my god, yes, I forget about Kiki Palmer. That movie is so good and the music is like I literally remember after that movie came out, I used to want to double dutch like so bad. Everyone did. Like at recess, everyone would always like be trying to do it.
And like another like underrated Disney decom, but not but it's like one of the underrated movies that everyone loves, but it's like still underrated is Let It Shine.
I oh my god, Jenna, you don't even know the obsession that me and my friends had with this movie. I have a journal. I still have it. It's like my diary that I've had since I was in 5th grade. And on one of the first pages of it, I wrote every single lyric to every song in that movie. Like I used to watch it illegally. They had like the whole version on YouTube and I used to watch it every day.
Let It Shine. I'm like telling you people, it's underrated, but everyone loves Let It Shine.
You know what is something else underrated? It's not a decom, but it is Disney. It came out kind of recently. Have you seen Zootopia?
Who hasn't seen Zootopia?
A lot of people have not seen Zootopia. I
How have people not seen Zootopia?
I don't know. I remember I saw it in a theater and I didn't even want to see it. I was on vacation and there was like a younger kid with us and she really wanted to see it, so I had to like go with her. And I remember sitting there and I was like, "Wow, this movie is so good." And literally no one I know has seen it. Like and I don't understand because it is one of Disney's I think best movies.
How like how can people just have not seen Zootopia? Zootopia is so good.
I know. And like it's just I don't even know. It is so good. I love Disney, honestly, I feel like they just never miss. I'm not even gonna lie. Even their some of their new DCOMs, cause like zombies, is pretty good.
Oh my god, your Milo Mayhem phase.
Oh my god, I still love Milo Manheim. I have his Twitter notifications on. He just seems so cool. Like he seems like someone I would want to be friends with, you know?
He danced with Riker, didn't he?
Yeah, and he goes to NYU.
Again, NYU.
I love NYU. It's I NYU is the school I wish I could go to, but I'm broke, so I had to go right outside the city in state. So it's like partly and like I'm like near NYU.
Maybe he knows that prince.
Oh my god, we can't even get into it. But my I shouldn't even say my friend because she's not my friend. But this girl I know from my high school goes to NYU and I always see her like posting on Instagram and she just looks like she has the best time. Like she we literally do not even know each other. We were in the same chem class and like I helped her with her chem sometimes. But every time I see her post, because she was always super nice, I'm like, yeah, you go. She's like an actress. She's been on like SVU and stuff. She's cool. So if she's listening to this, which I know she's not, but she knows, she's cool.
Well, circling back real quick to Let It Shine, I just want to say that my villain origin story is the fact that Roxy, I'm sorry, isn't on the soundtrack.
Oh my god. Is it not on the soundtrack?
That line, no, it is not. It is not on the soundtrack, and it upsets me.
No. That
It
can't be
upsets
right.
me.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
it's a
That line
thing.
is so good.
It's like it's the defining line from the movie.
What the hell?
It is
I
not on
never
the
know.
soundtrack. It is so upsetting.
That's
That
wild.
that line, like that line not being on the soundtrack is like same energy as the Edge of Great riff not being on the soundtrack. It upsets me.
Oh, that is so infuriating. I have to do it's just I have to do the riff with my mouth and it does not sound nearly as good.
It I'm always like that one TikTok of Cash just going "Dun-dun-dun."
Yeah. That's exactly how it feels. What are some other really good DCOMs? I'm trying to think.
Oh, we were talking about frenemies recently. Recently,
Honestly,
like yesterday.
I'm not even gonna lie, I did not like Frenemies that much. It's just not my favorite.
Frenemies is like one of those weird ones. Like everyone has seen frenemies, but no one ever talks about it.
No, you're right. And the cast is so weird on that movie.
Like what is it? Zendaya, Bella Thorne, Nick Robinson,
There's someone blonde too.
Stephanie Scott.
Stephanie Scott, yeah. I'm gonna look at DCOMs on Disney Plus because I feel like there's one that I'm really missing.
It's another good one. Oh, obviously Lemonade Mouth. Everyone loves Lemonade Mouth.
Oh my god, Lemonade Mouth is so good. Like
Listen, he's so gone.
that I have that on my hype playlist. I love that song
Me
so
too.
much. Oh, here's an underrated one. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior.
Ma'am, I love Brenda song so much.
Me too. That movie is so good. Oh my god. There's
But I remember, I think it was a few months ago, Amelie was watching Wendy Wu on Disney Plus, and she like pointed out, isn't it weird that in Wendy Wu she introduces like the guy as her cousin?
I never
And
noticed
then
that.
she's like, this is my cousin from China, and at the end of the movie they get together.
I never noticed that.
It's like things that go over our heads when we were kids.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh my god, do you see those TikToks of this guy who duets like these random siblings and then he
Yes,
cuts off and it's him going, Sweet Home Alabama?
I have seen those, yeah.
We're gonna get a copyright strike.
I know. Honestly though, before we wrap up our decom like part, I have to talk about this decom because I loved it so much and I felt like no one ever saw it. Have you seen Motocrossed?
I haven't.
Oh my god, it's so good. Basically, it's about like this girl and her brother and they do like motocross as like a sport and her brother's like this really good like professional or like he competes. It came out in 2001. I don't really remember, but he competes in motocross and he has like a big competition coming up and he like breaks his leg. So the sister has to take his place, but no one can know that she's like a woman. It's so good, Jenna.
Oh, it's like one of those movies.
Yeah, it's honestly, I've seen it so many times. I loved it so much. And like it's just so good. I recommend it. You should watch it. It's like an hour and a half. It came out in 2001.
It's older than me.
It is older than you, but it's so good. I loved it so much. But to segue with Disney, I think we need to talk about High School Musical, the series, the holiday.
I would love nothing more.
Okay, we have a lot to unpack here. But firstly, we need to start with the pictures from the holiday special that just came out today.
Olivia looks so
She
good.
does. I love this girl so much. I literally want to be her best friend. The white dress that she's like wearing in the one, oh, she looks so good.
Oh, of her sitting on the piano.
Yeah. Oh my god. And like, so apparently, I read the article. Apparently, the special is going to be like all of them singing like Christmas songs because they shot it like separately from each other. You know?
Yeah, they put it in like their hometowns or wherever they were staying.
Yeah, so it's not gonna, but then at the end, they're gonna show like a preview or something for season two. I don't know, but the pictures from the preview, oh my god, Ricky and Nene, like, fuck.
I'm so excited.
Like, and in the art, did you read the article?
Yes, I did.
They all wrote songs for season two.
I know, I saw that. I was
That
just like, ooh.
that's gonna be so good. Like, because we already know that Olivia and Josh both like write such good songs, and
Mm-hmm.
like I just know that everyone else in this cast is really gonna deliver. I
Didn't Josh write for the special too?
I think so, yeah. But I heard that well, I didn't hear. I saw a theory that you know the picture where like Nene and Ricky are sitting on the floor and he's like playing
Mhm.
a song. I heard a theory that like the song that he's gonna be singing is the one that he wrote. Like,
Ooh,
and
that'd be real good.
I would like to see it.
Love to see it.
I just like I want to know when season 2 is gonna come out because I know that they're in Salt Lake filming,
I know.
and I just know that it's oh my god, my dogs are so annoying, and now there's other dogs barking like in my neighborhood. Fucking Christ. What was I just saying?
Salt Lake.
Oh, they're in Salt Lake, and I just know that they're not gonna release like the second season until they finish filming it and like editing it, and it's gonna be so long.
Yeah, it takes like, what is it? They do 10 episodes?
Yeah, and I don't even know if they're gonna do more than 10. Like, who even knows? They haven't announced how many episodes they're gonna be, what the runtime is gonna be on the episodes. Like, they haven't said anything.
They were pretty consistent on runtime last time, I think.
Yeah, I've been rewatching. Each one is like 31 to 28 minutes.
Yeah.
But like, oh god, I just want it. I need to know like what happens between. I need to know what happens like with Nene going to her school between Ricky and Nene. I need to know what the cast list is going to be for Beauty and the Beast because that's the musical they're going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I think that they should have Courtney as Belle. I don't want to see Nene as Belle, even though I love her.
We love her.
I want them to switch it up.
Either Courtney or what was her name? I don't. Oh
Ashlyn,
my god. Which one?
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see either of them as Belle, but I wanted Ashlyn to play Belle, but then I don't want Ricky to play the Beast. And like the only other person that could play the Beast is EJ, and Ashlyn and EJ are cousins.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen there.
His name is Carlos, right?
Yeah, Carlos.
I want to see him play Lumiere.
I want Carlos and Seb to be Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That would be so cute and iconic.
Actually, I rescind my previous statement. I want Courtney to play Belle, but I want Ashlyn to play Mrs. Potts.
Yes. Oh my god, absolutely. And Ricky has to be Chip.
That would be so funny.
What does that leave for Nene? Nothing. Here's my theory.
Continue.
I This is actually it's not my theory, but it is what I would like to see. Um I want to see Nene like actually go to that performing arts school. Like I want Ricky to encourage her to go, like be a good dude and be like, "Yeah, go fulfill your dreams." And then she goes and she comes back like around Thanksgiving or like she just comes back for a weekend or something and she sees, hold on. So Nene comes back and she sees them all like rehearsing and she sees that like they're doing fine without her. And then because they said they're going to keep doing like High School Musical songs. So I want her to sing like, what song was it? I had one in mind. Hold on, let me look at the soundtrack real quick. It was like, it was on the, what is it? Fuck, why can't I remember what it was?
What, a Beauty and the Beast song?
No, no, it's a High School Musical song. I don't remember which one I thought she should sing, but it was like maybe it was like it was I feel like it was Scream. I don't remember what song I wanted her to sing. God damn it. Or Gotta Go My I don't know. There was a song I really wanted her to sing from the High School Musical soundtrack that would have fit so perfect like with this scenario I'm describing and I want her to sing that and then I want her to like realize she misses like East High and that it's not the same going to this performing arts school because she's like not with her friends and then she like comes back on the opening night of the show, and her and Ricky can sing like every day, you know?
Oh, that would be really cute.
I really want to see it, and I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I would like for it to happen.
I would like to see Can I Have This Dance
Yes.
as well.
Oh my god, I was just listening to that in the car.
That song,
That
Chef's
song,
Kiss.
it makes you feel things.
The High School Musical soundtrack just
Did you notice that the High School Musical 3 soundtrack and the Julie and the Phantom soundtrack both start with Now or Never?
oh yeah.
Yep.
Kenny Ortega
He knows what he's doing.
knows what he's doing.
But also, I think we can't talk about High School Musical, the series, without talking about Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett and Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, okay, we're getting into
I
this. The
think we
team,
have to get into it.
we have to.
So, I don't know. I'm not saying like that there's a love triangle, but that's just what I think. Like,
Like,
first of all, let's just start with the fact that Sabrina Carpenter and Joshua Bassett are obviously dating. Like, this is not negotiable. It's not confirmed, but like they're obviously dating, you know?
they literally did a couple's costume.
Exactly. But some people like just on Twitter or whatever are always like, "Well, let's not jump to conclusions." Like, shut up. Like,
Shut up, I'm jumping.
I like to jump to conclusions. I don't mean to be harmful with my conclusions. It is just purely for my own entertainment. I just want to say I respect everyone. Like, I respect all three people I'm talking about. I just like to make things up because it feeds my brain's need for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so they're dating clearly, but I don't know. I really felt like Josh and Olivia had something or dated because like, come on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You've heard the songs, and I just found out new information that I didn't know before. Obviously, I've sent Olivia's song Driver's License, which you can hear on her Instagram. That is 100% about Josh. There is no disputing it.
Like, it's like a thing that people know.
Literally, like, she has said in interviews that the first time she ever drove was with Josh. So for her to write a song saying how they always talked about like her getting her driver's license, like it's obviously about him, you know?
Yeah.
And then literally the day or 2 days after like Josh and Olivia were spotted for the first time, she posted a picture with Iris Apatow wearing a shirt that said dump him. Like,
Oh,
and
oh,
also Josh's song, which is like a real song, Anyone Else. I didn't even know this, but apparently he wrote it while he was in Salt Lake, like while he was filming for High School Musical, the series. And it's about like you like this person, but they're with someone else, and you like can't be with them for this reason or that reason, but you don't really want to be with anyone else. And who else would he have written that about? Olivia had a boyfriend. She was dating Ethan Wacker when he wrote this song.
I forgot about that.
Like everything just fits together. And even in her driver's license song, she says, what the fuck does she say? She says, like, you're with that girl I always worried about. And Josh and Sabrina, like, I literally watched a whole 26-minute video about this today. They met at the Radio Disney Music Awards in like 2018 before Josh and Olivia knew each other. But Olivia was interviewing Josh on the Radio Disney Music Awards red carpet, and there were like a bunch of other people around him. And someone said they were really excited to see Sabrina Carpenter. And he was like, oh my god, she's here? And
Oh.
so I'm kind of just like putting shit together and like throwing it at the wall. But maybe like if they were friends before and Olivia and him had something, like, you know?
I forgot they were both on Disney before High School Musical, the series.
Yeah. I also forget that quite often. And Sabrina was on Disney too, so it's like a whole thing. I don't know. I think there's a love triangle, and I'm here for the drama, to be honest, and like I'm here for it, and like I don't know what else to say.
What else can we say? Like, the crumbs are there. We're just following it.
Exactly. I that is my specialty, following crumbs whether they exist or not.
And I've said it once and I'll say it again, but I would pay so much money just to see Olivia Rodrigo and Madison Reyes absolutely beat the crap out of Joshua Bassett and Charlie Gillespie.
Oh my god. The I would pay for that. Like that would be like, you know, when you have to do like pay-per-view for a UFC fight.
Yes,
That's what it would be like for me. That would be my UFC fight.
I would pay so much money. I think it would be so funny.
It would be one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, to be honest.
I can like imagine it. I can also imagine this fight happening just like unprovoked out of nowhere. The girls are just fed up and then Owen starts live streaming.
That's exactly what would happen.
And then like who would be watching in the sidelines?
Um I don't even know. Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina is hiding.
She is hiding. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to add to the argument. Sabrina got her driver's license today.
Mhm.
Joshua Bassett is not a boyfriend. He's a driving instructor.
He really is.
He teaches his girlfriends how to drive and then breaks up with them.
Oh, who's next? Oh,
Who's next?
we can't let any of them see this.
No. I love you all. I'm not talking shit. I'm just joking.
Mhm.
um
We really just need an Olivia Rodrigo album.
we do. She is such a good songwriter. Like honestly, songwriting, I don't know about you, Jenna. I feel like you're the same way. When you listen to music, it's like kind of important to that song that musicians write their own music. Do you agree with that?
I feel like it's more personal that way.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like I'm more inclined to like an artist if they write their own music and if they're good at it. And Olivia Rodrigo is so like her own music that she posts just on her Instagram is much better than many, I'm not going to name names, but many people that make music in the music industry.
Yeah. Like that's why a lot of that is also like the reason I really don't like listening to mainstream artists because I really don't listen to mainstream artists very often.
Right.
I listen to the people you guys listen to, but that's basically it. I really like the smaller artists because they really do write more relatable music, I
Yeah,
feel like.
I completely agree. Like I do like a mainstream song like a to bop to, but I feel nothing when I listen to those songs, you know?
Yeah, like no shade to like radio people who
Yeah.
like, the artists who do well on the radio, but a good Olivia Rodrigo song is just the song that I would choose to play.
Yeah, I completely agree.
If I were like at a party with other people, which is very rare, I don't go to parties, I don't like them very much. I understand listening to just those random songs, the big hits.
Yeah.
But like if I'm in my room, I'm going to be listening to some random MXM Tune song that is a personal call out because I enjoy that pain. I'm gonna be listening to just a nice Dodie song to make me feel happy. I'm gonna be listening to Harry Styles, who does write his own music too, because these people are just brilliant songwriters, and they know how to get to you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I always think of I don't want to say a certain artist I'm thinking of because their fans really scare me a lot, so I'm just going to move past that. But I always think back to like the when 5 Seconds of Summer when they did their song with the Chainsmokers and like 5 Seconds of Summer, they pretty much write all their own music. Like whenever I listen to a song from anyone, the first thing I do is look at writing credits and then I determine like kind of okay, this song is personal or this song is not, whatever. But when they did their song with the Chainsmokers, they did like a group interview. And I just remember they like it was with Zach Sang, who's like the best interviewer in my opinion. And he was like, how do you feel like having like set if there's like, what do you feel about there being 17 songwriters like on a song? And he was like, does it make it less personal or whatever? And before anyone like from 5 Seconds of Summer could answer, one of the dudes from the Chainsmokers answered, and he was like, if it makes a hit, yeah, like Sicko Mode has 37 songwriters on it, blah blah blah. And I was like, you're kidding. And I could kind of see like the faces from 5 Seconds of Summer, and they were kind of just like quiet. But I just, in my head, I was like, wow, the Chainsmokers, those are two people right there that don't give a fuck about music and just want to make money.
17?
Yeah, they were just like, Zach Sang just threw out that number. He was like, what about, how do you feel about having 17 songs? He said it because of one of like, they were talking about one of Ariana Grande's songs, which has like 17 writers on it or whatever. And like, when they said it, when they were like, yeah, if it makes a hit, I was just so infuriated because, like, what the fuck? If you're gonna be a musician, at least care about what you're putting out. Don't just be trying to make a hit, you know?
Yeah. One second. I'm looking up their collab. I'm gonna see how many songwriters. Oh, that's a lot
Yeah.
of names.
And, like, I like the song that the Chainsmokers and 5 Seconds of Summer did together. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like like, even when I look at the fucking writing credits for their collab that they did, it's the entire band, 5 Seconds of Summer. It's those four guys and one dude from the Chainsmokers and two other people.
Yeah,
So
I just checked. Who Do You Love has 11 writers on it.
yeah, and like, I don't know, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I feel like 5 Seconds of Summer, like, I feel like they could have wrote that song themselves, the four of them, you know.
Hmm.
But just, I don't know. I feel like if you're making music, just give a fuck, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like Taylor Swift, she is such a successful artist. Like, she doesn't have the best voice in the game. Like, she doesn't have a voice like Whitney Houston or anything like that. But she
Hmm.
fucking writes her own music, and she writes good music, and that's why she's the most successful like musician in the business.
Okay, speaking of Taylor Swift, I have been meaning to ask you this,
Yeah.
but I want you to compile a list for me of Taylor Swift songs that you think I should listen to.
Okay. Because you don't
Like her
listen to Taylor Swift, do you?
I've listened to like her bigger hits,
Yeah.
but I, I've been wanting to listen to like Lover and Folklore because I haven't listened to them, but
Mhm.
like I really do want to because you love them so much. But I'm her entire discography. I'm game. Just you know what I like to listen to.
I have some songs in mind that I just really think that you would like already in my head. Like, her songwriting is just, it really makes you relate to her song. You, any single song, anyone can listen to Taylor Swift and find something to relate to, and I think that's what makes her so great because
Mhm,
she has a song for everything. Her discography is so large. She has 8 albums, and each
mhm,
one has like a different, like, her first album, Taylor Swift, which, like, it's a country album, and it's clearly like you can hear her grow through her albums. With the first one, it's like innocent schoolgirl, like high school heartbreaks, whatever. It's like fun. And then her second album, Fearless, which is so fucking underrated in her discography. Again, it's like about high school, but it's about kind of transitioning into like real life, you know? And then her
mhm,
third album, Speak Now, she won a Grammy for Fearless, I think. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure she won a Grammy for Fearless. And right after she won that, people started coming out and being like, oh, look at her songs. She has 5 songwriters on this song. There's no way she holds her own in a writer's room. Like, she is a 16-year-old girl, a 19-year-old girl, whatever. Like, she's not good, you know? And so then she
mhm,
went and she wrote Speak Now. Every single song on Speak Now is written only by her after that. And that album is a banger. Like, some of her best songs are on there. Her song Dear John, one of her most emotional songs. It is 6 minutes long. It is so good. And like, the Speak Now album is like, it's heartbreaking, honestly, but like also fantasy like. And then her next album, which is Red, that's like her quintessential album. It's so good. so heartbreaking. Like, and it's like country pop, but it has a little bit of a folk feel to it on some of the tracks. And there's one song on there called The Last Time, which is the most underrated song in her discography. Everybody hates that song for some reason. It's probably my favorite song by her. And then her next album is 1989, which obviously is my favorite. That song is like the perfect pop album, like in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions too. It's so fun. It has great songs, and the writing on it is next level. And then you move to her album after that, which is Reputation, which is a completely different vibe from her. It's so like it's like grungy, and it has like electronic elements, and it has like the heavy bass, and it's so produced, and it just fits together so good. And it's like her reclaiming everything that's been thrown at her. And then the next album after that is Lover, which is like her most happy album. It's so good. Like, she just, the way it flows, it kind of feels like Speak Now. It's like enchanting, and she's so happy. And it's literally like it's 18 tracks, I think, and it's 18 perfect songs. And it's an underrated album because people say that it aged poorly. It did not. I disagree. And then her most recent album, Folklore, is her best album yet. It's perfect. It combines everything you've loved about Taylor Swift from her first 7 albums. It has like country feels, it has pop feels, and it has some of the best songwriting I've ever heard in any music. And you know me, I listen to everything. I listen to music from the 50s, from the 60s, 70s. Like, I listen to everything, and I've never heard an album that has better writing than this one.
We love Taylor Swift. We really do.
Clearly, like, I just went on a whole rant about Taylor Swift, but like, I'll make you a list, Jenna, because her songwriting, like, something about it just hits. I can always find a
Mhm.
song by Taylor Swift for any situation.
Yeah, and it's November, so she can start re-recording her albums, right?
Yeah, thank God. Like, I don't know. Everything that happened to her in that whole situation was just so fucked up. Like,
Mhm.
especially
But
because if it was someone else other than Taylor Swift, I still wouldn't think they deserved it. But like, if it's someone who has 17 songwriters, it's like, okay, I don't care as much. But she really did write every single one of her songs herself, and like, that,
mhm.
it's literally her diary. Like, when Lover came out, she published pages from her actual diaries, and you can see like her personal diaries from literally like 2009, where she would write like song lyrics, or like a beginning of a song, or like how she was feeling, and that would relate into a song. So to like see that, especially to see her personal diary like translate into these songs, and then have them literally like taken away from her, that's like heartbreaking.
I can't wait to like hear her voice now with her older stuff because you know that's gonna hit.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. And I know she's not gonna do this, but on the 1989 tour, she did like a rock version of We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. And it is the best version of that song. And I just wish that she would re record that song in the rock version.
Oh, I know that would have hit.
It, like, there's so many videos online you can watch of the rock version, and her voice sounds so good in that like style. I want her to do a rock album at some point in the future because her voice is so unique for that kind of sound. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It would just be so cool.
And like you know me, you know that I hate to put down other women, but Better Than Revenge, it just hits.
Oh
You
my
know,
god, that's like my favorite misogyny song.
I love that song. I listened to it recently and it still hits. Oof, Better Than Revenge.
I
So good.
right before we did this, I was driving for like 2 hours just listening to Taylor's discography, and I lost my voice while I was in the car.
Aw, just like Jazz.
Like jazz.
Just like Jazz, who also cannot speak right now.
Yeah, poor Jazz.
Poor Jazz. She's gonna be fine.
She should be here for this music conversation so she can give me some payback for the arguing I did with her last week.
Yeah, she could have been here, but it would have been squeaking.
It would have been. She would have not been doing well.
Which one's the song about Jake?
Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Which one's that one song of like everyone on TikTok talks about?
All too well.
Is it that one where they're like, Jake, what did you do?
Yeah. That song,
Like that
you've
angry
never heard
song.
that song, Jenna?
No.
Oh my god. You're gonna love it. It's It's like 5 or 6 minutes long, or maybe like closer to 5. I don't know. It's kind of long. But when this song is a master class in songwriting. The
So
lyric,
you know he messed up.
first of all, the original version of All Too Well was over 10 minutes long when she first recorded it.
What did that man do?
And it is so heartbreaking, this song. Like, every single lyric is so intricately crafted and detailed. And when you hear it, it's just like, oh my God, ow. Like, you feel the pain. And everyone always says this is her best song. Like, Rolling Stone says it's her best song. Everyone says it. And her fans are kind of like, All Too Well is overhyped and overrated. Like, no, it's not. You just want to like be different from everyone else. There's no shame in admitting this is her best song. Like, I love Taylor Swift, and All Too Well is not my favorite song by her, but it is her best song no matter what. The bridge on that song, Jenna, when you hear it, when you get to the bridge in this song, your heart is going to be ripped out of your chest. It is so, like, you can even hear it in her voice. And there's a performance of her doing it at the Grammy Museum. Oh my God, you want to just beat the fuck out of Jake Gyllenhaal.
And I'm like, what did he do?
There's also another song about Jake Gyllenhaal on Red, because All Too Well on Red, and it's called The Moment I Knew. It's not confirmed that this is about Jake Gyllenhaal, but it is. And oh my God, I don't really like the song The Moment I Knew that much. I've never listened to it, but it's literally about like Taylor Swift, her whole brand is like the number 13. She loves her birthday. It's December 13th. Like, if you know Taylor Swift, you know how big of a deal her birthday is to her. And the whole song is about the moment she knew that this guy was not for her, because she had,
Oh, the one about her birthday where he didn't show up.
yeah, he didn't show up to her fucking birthday. And the lyrics, like the way, even the production on it, she's singing it and she's like, she's in this room, like it's a party. She's looking around at all his friends and her friends, and he's not there. And it starts kind of building, like, oh my God, he might show up, and then it just drops, and she's like, and that's the moment I knew.
Men.
Honestly, fuck Jake Gyllenhaal and fuck John Mayer, both of them.
Men.
Like, Dear John, that song off Speak Now is obviously about John Mayer. And
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, it's 6 minutes long. Fuck John Mayer. Like, literally, John Mayer was 32 and she was 19.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Men.
even in the song she writes, don't you think 19 was a little too young, John?
Oh.
Oh my God. And there's her songs when she's hurt, like her ballads they fucking hit, Jenna. Like, also,
Mm-hmm.
she has another song called Innocent, which is about that Kanye West situation off of Speak Now. Oh my God. It is so, oh, it's just gut wrenching. Oh my God. So many of her songs are just going to absolutely rip your heart out.
Maybe I should give you a list of the songs I have heard.
You should.
What songs have I heard? I've heard Better Than Revenge because I love Better Than Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I also love Our Song,
I was
which
just
is weird.
listening to that. That song is so cute.
That song is so cute. And it's weird that I like it because I don't listen to country.
Our song
But
is a slamming screen door, singing out, late tapping on your window. We're gonna have to cut that out. We're gonna get claimed.
Mhm. Also, I really love Haunted.
Oh my God, that is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs.
It's one of mine too. I love Haunted.
It's really good.
I need to like look at my liked songs and just like
Jenna, have you heard Out of the Woods?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because have you heard You Are in Love?
No.
Oh my God. Those are my two favorite Taylor Swift songs, both off of 1989. And Jenna, You Are in Love is so fucking slept on in her discography. No one ever talks about it. No one ever listens to it. And it is she has a lot of love songs. She has a lot of breakup songs. This is her best love song she has ever written. And it wasn't even on the regular album. It was a deluxe track. And it is so, oh my God, it's so good and it's so like pure, and it makes you feel like you're in this relationship. And there's one lyric in it that is so beautiful. It's about like her and whoever she's dating, they're laying in bed, and the lyric is like, one night he wakes, strange look on his face, pauses, then says, "You're my best friend, and you knew what it was. He is in love." Oh, it's so good. Fuck, I love that song. That's definitely going on the list.
I will listen to it. I will like take the list. I'll put it in a playlist and I'll just like go ham.
I'm gonna make a list as soon as we're done with this podcast.
Mhm. Like I take my music listening very seriously.
I know you do. Because when I first started to get into 5 Seconds of Summer and you sent me your list, that was like, oh
Mhm.
my god, that was so good for me because I loved like listening to your list and then like telling you. I love listening to music with you, Jenna, because you always like give good recommendations first of all, and second of all, you always give such extensive feedback, and it gives me so much serotonin.
Like I have two different music listening moods. One mood is just like I have these songs that I know I like. I can just put them on and be happy and do whatever I want. And then when it in new music is totally different ball game because I will play new music and I will do absolutely nothing. I will just sit there and listen and look at the lyrics.
That's what
I
I
will just
do.
do that.
It's just it's people that say I it's the same thing I was saying last week. People that say they're just casual like music listeners or they don't really listen to music, I don't even get that. Like how the fuck do you just casually listen to music?
It's because they don't know good music.
Like I when I was in high school in my health class, like my teacher the first day had everyone like go around and like say their name, say this, say that, and then say their favorite like musician or band. And I'm not even kidding, over half of the class said I don't really listen to music. Like what? I listen to music pretty much 24/7. My parents are the same way. There is always music playing like when I get ready. I bring a speaker into the fucking shower. Like literally I don't even get that. Like how do you just I don't get it.
Like, how do you just not listen to music? How quiet.
Right? Like, what do you do? My roommate, cause I live like in a single, but I have like a suite mate, and the walls are so thin in my whole building. And I play music out loud like all the time. We have like a roommate agreement that says like what hours we can play music, whatever. And I respect that, but I always play music. And like I have never once, hold on, a train's about to go by.
I can hear it.
Fuck. Anyway, I have never once, what was I just saying?
You were talking about like your roommate agreements
Oh,
and
oh, oh. I play music out loud in my room all the time. Like all different things when I'm getting ready, when I'm doing work, like when I'm just in my room chilling like on the bed scrolling on Twitter, there's music playing. And even at night, like after the hour I'm allowed to play music out loud, I put in my AirPods and have music always going. I have never once heard my roommate play anything like any music. Oh shit, any music out loud.
that's insane.
I've been living with her since August. I have never like, and maybe she just puts AirPods in, and like at first I was like, oh, she probably just listens to music like with headphones on. But I felt like after I started playing music like out loud like that, she would be like, okay, it's cool for me to play music out loud too, you know?
Hmm.
But I've never heard like our walls are so thin. I would hear even if she was playing it on quiet. Like I hear when her phone rings. And I've never heard any music like coming out of her room, and that kind of scares me a little because I'm like, do can I trust this person? Like I guess it
Like,
was just the way I was raised cuz like my parents really love music and like they always have music going, but I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just does not make sense.
yeah, like me and my niece, we take music so seriously. We have like the intense Spotify playlist with the pretty covers, like Spotify mood playlist. Like, oh, I don't understand how people can just not listen to music.
I mean, yeah, I'm the same way. I know jazz is too. Like all three of us take music listening very seriously.
Mhm.
And like, oh god, when even my best friend Andrea, like she is not a serious like she likes music. She listens to music the same way I do 24/7. but it's not good. Like she likes rap music, she likes like pop music, whatever. She doesn't listen to like good music. Like, not that those aren't good, but there's way better songs. And whenever I'm in the car with her, I always try and play like songs that I think she would like, but that are like really good. And she always ends up liking them. And it's so weird. I've tried to break her out of her musical shell so much. But when I first met her in fifth grade, I never listened to any like pop music really or rap music. I pretty much only listened to like country and rock. And she kind of like broke me out and put me into like pop and rap. So it's been like a weird situation.
Okay, I think that's a good place to end the podcast.
Let me ask
Otherwise, we're
about
going
my
to talk
crystals
for
first.
another hour.
Let me ask about my crystals first. Hold on.
All right.
Okay, if anybody out there is into crystal healing or like manifestation or anything like that, please help me. Like, comment below or DM me on Instagram, anything, please. I have a manifestation journal and I write in it like every other night or every night or whenever I feel like manifesting. And then I have 3 crystals that I put on top of it. It's a rose quartz. I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with a C, but it's like a silver crystal, and then a pink opal. And I have it marked on my journal exactly where I put the crystals every night. I put them in a row, and my notebook is sitting on a level surface. I have no earthquakes near me. Nothing in my room moves. No one comes in my room. Like, nothing like that. And my crystals have been moving on their own. I'm really confused by this. And the first time it happened, I thought maybe my mom came in here and did something. I asked her. She did not. But this morning, it started happening a couple weeks ago, and I kind of just brushed it off. But this morning, I came down, and my pink opal and rose quartz were moved into a diagonal, like a perfect diagonal line. I couldn't have done that. No one could have done that. I'm I was kind of freaked out about it. And then a couple hours later, I came back in and the pink opal was moved directly next to my silver crystal that's in the middle. I really need an explanation for this. If anyone has one, that would be great because I'm kind of getting freaked out, but please help.
Yeah, this has been happening for like what, a month now?
Yeah, it's getting really concerning. Okay, that's all the time we have for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. You can follow our podcast on TikTok, Instagram, all our socials at incoming.podcast. You can follow me, Jenna, and Jazz on all our social medias. They're going to be down in the description below. Jazz and I also both have shops. Mine is on Etsy, it's Golden Heart Shop, and Jazz's Shop Silver Lining. You can find the links to those also in the description below. Thank you so much for listening. Jazz should be back next week. Hopefully, she doesn't have COVID. And thanks. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.